Hey, this is Mr. McCarthy back for the final video for the week. In the previous video, I asked you guys to make changes to these links here. It's my great hope that those links now work for you. If they don't, I would like you to talk to other people in the class, find out who was successful, and if you're having trouble, find somebody who was successful in creating those, ask them to come over and to explain these to you. Again, we are only working really with this area right here on these three. Okay? After you do that, we're going to move on a little bit. And I'd like to point out to this image source right here. Oops. This image source right here. Images 100 ideas. Okay, that's this image here. So just as with the replace file here that said, where are we? Here it is right here. Images replace. This one says images 100 ideas. And again, the reason for that is because both of those images are in the images folder. So we need to tell our code to look inside the images folder to find these links. Okay, this is what I would like you guys to do for your assignment today. I'm going to ask you to create a nameplate that goes up on top here. Okay, so the way that I'd like you to do that is this. I currently have Photoshop open, so I'm going to come back to this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag this right on top of my Photoshop link. And here's my replace file. Okay. What I'm going to ask you to do is a number of things. So let me just do this. So I'm going to layer, new fill layer, solid color. Okay. So I just put this layer on top of the old one. And here are some things I'd like you to do. Feel free to search Google for an image that works for you, but I would like you to put on here, oops, we're in white. I would like you to put your first and last name. I'd like you to state that this is your digital portfolio. This is center justified, so we're going to change that. Okay. Digital portfolio. Let's see, this is Grigori High School. And then the name of your class. So both my multimedia and journalism classes are doing it. So depending on the class, I would like you to put that there. Now, for me, this is quite large. Okay, it's a 30-point font. It's arranged top to bottom, so these individual elements are stacked. They don't need to be stacked this way. In other words, you can arrange them like this. I don't like my I. If I had more time, I would change that I. But you can space this on the bottom if you choose to. This is a little bit small for me. Command T. We want that to be a little bit larger. And then if you have an appropriate image that you would like to put behind it, let's see. So that looks a little bit better for me. Spacer. That would work for you. Okay. When you finish with this, what I'd like you to do is save as. Mine's automatically going into my images folder. We're going to call this header image. Okay. Header image. Make sure you do not save it as a PSD. This needs to be saved. Well, I tell you what, let's save it as a PSD. But a PSD you're not able to place in a website. But the PSD, as you know, you can open up again and make additional changes. So for this one, I'm going to save that as a JPEG. I'm going to go ahead and save that. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to here. Let's put a few things away here. Put you away as well. So I've got header image JPEG, header image PSD. Again, we're only going to use this if we need to open it back up into Photoshop. This is our permanent image, and we want it right up top here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my replace, which is right here. I'm going to type it just like it looks here. Okay. In fact, I'm going to copy it. Command C. I'm going to paste it right there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and save that, and we're going to see what the change looks like. Okay, there it is. So that's what I created in Photoshop. Obviously, this is an incomplete image, incomplete header image, but as you can see, this is how you replace one to the other. We will in the future be replacing this. You will have the opportunity to change the colors here within the links up top, this mustard color here, and then this navy blue coming down the side. You can see why those colors are here. They tend to match what's in the image here, and in the future we'll be changing that out. So go ahead and play with colors that are here. Make sure you save that PSD, because some future requirements may ask you to make adjustments to this image. Okay, so if you finish these two things, and the two things I've asked you to do is actually link these three guys here, and again, you find those bad boys right in here. After you change those, let's have you do this. Go ahead and change your link names to the classes that you are currently taking at Grigori High School, and do them by periods. So if your first period is algebra, type algebra here, followed by history, followed by, I don't know, government, whatever your classes are. Go ahead and complete that portion there. And then if you have time afterwards and you want to play around with this larger image in here, I'd like you to follow the same directions that you did to replace your replace image with a header image up top. And again, this is the place that you would make that change. Okay? If you make some large error, for instance, if you do this and hit delete and you don't know what you deleted and you have no way of getting it back, remember, you can always go back to your students folder under class resources, McCarthy, depending on which class you're in, and you can start over. Just drag a new one in there, start over. This is a template that we're working from, so we've always got sort of that safeguard there. Okay? Please have your header image completed by the end of today's class in those 3 links that I pointed out, and we will pick this up on either Monday or Tuesday. Okay? This is Mr. McCarthy, signing off.